So you want to become a male stripper, and the first thing most people think is that they need to know how to dance. But is this true? Do you really need to know how to dance like a professional hip-hop dancer? Do you need to have those Channing Tatum Magic Mike moves? Is it necessary? Some people will tell you, yeah, you need to know how to dance. But anybody who has actually been through the male stripper industry knows a large majority of male strippers in the world today don't really know how to dance and have never really actually had professional dance lessons. I will tell you exactly how to be a successful male stripper, get lots of bookings without really having to invest hours and hours and hours in dance classes. Now it really comes down into three parts. I was taught these three different things right here from my first mentor. Now when I first started, I didn't really know how to dance. In fact, if I can be honest, I was a terrible dancer. But when I first started stripping, I was really successful. And it wasn't because I learned how to dance fast, it was because I mastered these three things right here. And my first mentor, Tristan, told me the importance of these three things over anything. You need to master these three things first before you even think about getting better at lap dance moves or getting better at your hip hop or your breakdancing or whatever it is that you want to do. So the first thing you should work on when learning how to become a male stripper is your personality, your stage presence, and your charisma. Personality, stage presence, and charisma are super important, and they are the first things you should really focus on when learning to become a male stripper. Because at the end of the day, they make up a large portion of how the audience sees your show. You can do all the fancy tricks you want. You can do double spins, chair handstands, or backflips. But at the end of the day, the male stripper that has amazing personality, has amazing stage presence, and has amazing charisma will always be remembered more, booked more, and make more money. Personality is so important in developing character. Developing character is incredibly underestimated in the male stripper community. A lot of people think that with their good looks and their ripped tan body, they can walk onto stage and girls will just fall in love with them like that at the drop of a hat. It's not quite that easy. If you want to be a really great performer, you need to show great personality in your dancing and your performing in every aspect of your show. Now, how do you show that personality to the audience? The key here is using facial expressions. If we use facial expressions, it is literally the gateway to our emotions. So our emotions are expressed through our face. Seeing emotions is one of the key elements to understanding someone's personality. Just show different elements of your personality throughout your show, because the more you show of yourself in your performing, the more the audience is going to have a connection with you. So good performers will always get a strong connection with the audience. You will never get a strong connection with the audience if you don't show your personality. So use your facial expressions, express what you're thinking and feeling throughout your whole show, match those facial expressions up to the different feels and the vibes of songs in your show as well, and you will be able to portray your personality amazingly. You'll be able to get that connection, and the girls will remember your show. They will remember you, they will like you, and they will book you more, you will get more work, and you will make more money. Another thing to note here is having a depth of personality. So it's one thing to be able to show your facial expressions throughout your show, but what separates the good male strippers from the fantastic male strippers is the fantastic male strippers are able to show all these depth of emotions and different facial expressions, different things they're feeling throughout their show. So you can show your personality, but if it's just the one thing the whole time, maybe it's just a happy face the whole time, it's a bit monotone, one sort of blank painting kind of effect on the audience. We don't want to get that, but what we do want to get is that depth of emotion. Number two, you want to have good stage presence. So, stage presence refers to being able to fill the stage up and have everybody's eyes drawn to you immediately. So the audience won't be looking at what's in the background. They won't be looking at the props on the stage, or they won't be looking at anybody else, a girl or some backup dancers on the stage. They'll be looking directly at you. Now here's the golden question: how do we get that stage presence? Stage presence really comes down to your body language, okay? When performing, you want to have an open body language. We never want to close ourselves off to the audience. So this is like theatre 101. Never close yourself off to the audience, because you're immediately saying, don't look at me, I'm not interested. We always want to be open to the audience, open our torso up to the whole audience of all the girls, and make sure that you're always inviting them in to look at you, and so they can see what you're doing at all times. Even when lap dancing a girl, be very careful that when doing a side-on view, you really don't begin to drop that shoulder in and block the audience off from seeing you. If anything, always slightly angle yourself the opposite way. So when you're doing a side-on lap dance with a girl, you could be sitting down right here. The audience can still see some action, and they can still see what's going on. The posture and your body movement. That was body movement. Now let's talk about posture. When walking around on stage, I notice a lot of beginners actually have bad posture. And this is an immediate sign for the women to, one, not be attracted to the man, and two, not even be interested in what they're doing. Having good posture shows control, it shows confidence, and it shows power. But more importantly, good posture opens your body up and increases stage presence. So you need to stand upright, chest out, shoulders back, and chin up. I've seen a lot of guys walking around with their shoulders hunched and maybe looking down on stage. It looks really bad. You need to show confidence and power. You need to show yourself as the alpha male. So posture and body movement. Open your body up, have good posture. And finally, eye contact will really top off that stage presence for you. So if you've mastered the first two, just make sure that you keep making eye contact with girls in the audience. A lot of the time, beginners will just kind of look at the ground and look briefly into the audience, but never really make eye contact with certain girls. Never underestimate the power of strong eye contact. Don't be afraid to just stop on stage and look a girl in the eye, point to her, and look at another girl in the eye and point to her and do something with your shirt. You can be creative with it. There's so many things you can do, but the power of eye contact will really reinforce the idea that you own the stage and that you have that presence. And finally, charisma. Stage presence and charisma go hand in hand, which is why I've linked them here together. Because charisma, if you have that charisma, you will have that stage presence. If you have that stage presence, there's a good chance you'll have that charisma. Okay? So with charisma comes confidence. You've got to be confident in what you're doing. You've got to be confident in your dance moves. And you've got to be confident in your routine. Okay? So make sure you rehearse everything. Know it like the back of your hand. That way you will feel 100% confident when you're on stage. One thing that we don't want to do is we don't want to show an over-the-top ego. There's a big difference between confidence and arrogance. Never tip over towards the arrogance side. There's a fine line here. As a male stripper, it can be really easy for people to immediately label you as arrogant, because after all, you have all the attention of all the girls in the room, and if you're not careful with that attention, you can come across as very arrogant. Okay? So, be humble, be confident, be powerful, be alpha, but don't be arrogant. Don't have a huge ego. So don't walk around like your shit don't stink. Don't walk all over the stage like you think you're God's gift to women. As soon as they see those kind of traits in your personality, in your charisma, as soon as they see that arrogance, that ego, they're going to be immediately turned off by whatever you're going to do. Okay? So, before you think about, I need to learn how to dance, I need to get some dance lessons, I need to be a hip-hop dancer, I need to know how to break dance, I see it on Magic Mike, I see it on this film. Forget about it. It's not the first thing you need to focus on. The first thing you need to focus on is your personality, your stage presence, and your charisma. If you've got a great personality, if you've got great stage presence, you're making a connection with the audience, You show confidence, you show power, you make an eye contact, and you're just all out showing this depth of emotion in your performing, the girls are really going to engage with you. And they're just going to love your performance, no matter if you're a bad dancer or you're a good dancer. Good personality, stage presence, and charisma is contagious. They will just catch on to it, and they will love it. So follow these 3 things first. Follow this advice I'm giving you, and you will be successful. I'll upload another video tomorrow, so keep an eye out in your emails. It's going to be some really great, useful content. So don't forget to keep checking and jump back onto the website or hit me up on social media if you have any questions. Good luck.